Hey everyone, and welcome back to another fun episode of Minecraft. As you guys remember last episode, I told you guys a little bit about what was going on, and I kind of didn't tell you guys that, yeah, this one's also going to be a little bit of a podcast. I recorded this a little bit after that, or during that one and a little bit afterwards, just to pad the time, just so you guys understand that this month is just a little bit of podcast month. You guys don't have to worry about, oh, what's new going on? Oh, what's he doing here? 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 So these two episodes are you just seeing behind the scenes of what I was doing when I was just goofing around playing. There's also one of these of, of Skyrim as well, where I just went off fucking around. So I just wanted you guys to know that, yeah, this is going to keep happening. And I am sorry that these videos aren't that exciting. They're just... Excuse me again, I just drank a Pepsi. Dadgummit. But I just wanted you guys to know that these aren't going to be the most glamorous of videos. I just want you guys to know I'm trying to get them out. I just recorded 2 more. So that would be episode 155, 185, 186. So we're already halfway through... July already for just Minecraft. That's not including Stardew Valleys or anything along that line. So just letting you guys know what's going on, and more videos today, the 17th of May. A lot more are going to be getting done because I am just done having the stuff on my docket and done having it just sitting on my screen where I say, I gotta record the audio, I gotta record that, I gotta record that. These two have just been sitting there for about a week and a half now. This one a little bit just today, but I've had several videos. Like currently I still have episode 8, 9, and 10 of the World Box videos I still need to do the audio for, just because I haven't done it yet. Those I have to watch while I'm recording the audio like this, so you guys can actually see or hear what I'm seeing and that kind of stuff. I already explained what happens in one of these 3 episodes about the orcs. Which, if you had orcs for chance of winning, sorry guys. So with that, let's get into what I want to talk about this episode, which is to me something that it's stupid, but at the same time it's kind of cool because I'm a early 2000s movies kid. So a few movies are currently coming out. They're coming out in June. They're probably already out by the time I record this, or they're going to be coming out by the time of this recording, depending on which way the wind blows. We have Atlantis: The Lost Empire, the live action. We have How to Train Your Dragon 1 coming to live action. We have a bunch of new horror... Oh, June 16th. So I don't know if it's coming out now, recently, or if it's a little bit later on. We have Final Destination Bloodline, which to me... Because I own every single one of the Final Destination movies. I hope it's good. I hope it's good, because I saw that Saw X where you're following John Kramer. I don't even know if that's the right thing. I think that's just Seinfeld. But you follow Jigsaw before his death, where he goes down to Mexico thinking they helped his brain tumor and all that stuff. I'm really... That was kind of a letdown. I mean, it was still pretty good, but it was a big letdown compared to the other movies. So I really hope that movie is good. Now, back to what I was going to say. Milo Thatch in the movie, or at least a trailer, looked amazing for the live action of Atlantis. I hope it's good, and I really don't hope that they do the second one as well, but they make it better, because the second one wasn't that good. I mean, it was good, but not that good. Also, with Kita, I really hope they get a good actress, because the sad thing is when they get these different actors to play this specific character, it always falls short. Because, one, the character has their own mindset in the cartoon. in the animation. They have their own way of talking. They have their own way of handling a situation. They have different ways of handling it. And then you get to the live action and falls flattered on a piece of paper. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'm hoping for anything like that. I'm just hoping that Milo Thatch meets up with the character. Where Kita meets up. I'm hoping Mole is good. I'm really hoping that Mole is an excellent fucking character. Because he was my favorite back in the animation. But that's the whole thing. We need to make sure that these people are doing justice, not just, oh, I'm here for the acting. They gotta do that part justice. Kind of like how The Rock in the Walking Tall. The Walking Tall story was completely different. The actual story was completely different from how it was portrayed in the movie, but hopefully the movie is still good. Like, Walking Tall was pretty good. But, yeah, I'm just hoping that everything comes out and it looks good. Because I can name 4 other live actions they can do that would be fucking amazing if they want to go into it. Like, if they really wanted to, they could do Treasure Planet. They could easily do a modern-day Treasure Planet, bringing that back, as long as they did the proper aesthetic. Having Long John Silver, I forget what their names are, but remembering that it was based off of Treasure Island, I'm hoping that they get John Silver going good. I hope they get the Doctor, who is part dog, going good. The Captain, who is part cat. I hope they do I want them to do this and do it justice. Or I want them to do a new remaster edition, just modernize it, of Milo and Company. Or not Milo. Oh, God, what's his... I think it might be Milo and Company. Come to think of it, they use Milo a lot. But... No, Oliver. That's it. Oliver and Company. I want them to come back with that, with the cat and the dogs in New York City. Oh, God, it'd be so cool to see them again. Just because of the one sad thing. Those, for me, would only be for nostalgia. Have the original, and then have the remaster, and then have the remake. Like, don't get me wrong, I was a big fan, hoping for a good Little Mermaid. A lot of people didn't like it because, oh no, Ariel's black. Who cares? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping that they keep Ariel's whimsical, thinking that the humans are this complete different entity than what they are, and Poseidon's still down in I don't want to say it's Atlantis, but down in her home. I want him to still be the gruff, I don't trust them, I don't like him, I'm not going to like him. I want him to stay that character. That's the whole thing. They always take these characters and reshape them or show a different story plot where, oh no, the bad guy was like Maleficent. Perfect example. Maleficent was supposedly this in the original Sleeping Beauty. She was just cursed because this witch wasn't invited. So, curse. Done. And she was a dragon at the end where the knight had to kill her and all this stuff. And then he kissed her and woke Sleeping Beauty up. Then you get into the Angelina Jolie Maleficent movie where she was a fairy sprite or an elf, something like that. And she had these giant wings, and the king said, whoever brings me the wings of Maleficent shall have my daughter's hand in marriage. Her friend cut off her wings with an iron knife and brought them to the king, and the friend was able to marry the princess, have a daughter. His wife died while he stared at Maleficent's wings, knowing this was going to come back and bite him in the ass. Later on in the movie, when she goes full evil, she becomes the godmother that the other 3 fairies couldn't really do. Maleficent made sure her powers were kept in check. She had that raven that became her familiar, or her lackey, I should say. And it's just one of those things where, holy shit, this is a good movie, but it's not following the story. Also, they had one of the fairies played by the same woman who played Madame Umbridge from Harry Potter. I don't care how many movies she's in. I don't care if she's been the good guy, the bad guy. She will never be my favorite actress just because Umbridge. That's all I'll remember her for. Umbridge. Sorry. Kind of like, oh God, the woman that played, I forget her name. The actress who played Trelawney in Harry Potter. She played Nanny McPhee, and she was phenomenal. And Trelawney was a weird character in both the book and movie. But that's the thing. I want them to stay with it. To stay within the character and within the information from the original movie. I don't want them spanning out. Like, I'm really hoping that they do that also with How to Train Your Dragon, because I think that comes out June 6th, so I'm already past that. But I'm really hoping it stays along that line where you still got the characters, you still got the expressions, you still have the attitude, you still have their mindsets in from the character to the actor who now has to play that character. I'm really hoping. But yeah, there's a lot of movies I'd love to see live action, and there's also a few movies that if they ever fucking touch, I will riot and I will go right down to Walt Disney. Oh God. If I ever see a remake of fucking Land Before Time, especially the one I saw coming out that was all clay, oh my God, I will lose my shit. Also, if I see them doing our Homeward Bound, that's it, where you have Shadow, Lucky, and I forget the cat's name, but if you have these animals there doing all this stupid shit, and they are not keeping with the story of, these guys are just trying to get home, I will fucking lose it. I will fucking lose it. Not just that, if they go animated with this, where now the animals are talking like in All Dogs Go to Heaven, oh no, oh fuck no. So fuck to the no, it's not even funny. Or if they, like my idea of Oliver and Company, they wreck that shit. Oh God, no. Some movies you should, we all hope for it, but then you fucking wreck it. No. Some of these movies, I hope they don't fuck up Atlantis. I hope they don't fuck up How to Train Your Dragon. I hope they don't fuck up, like, they fucked up Beetlejuice, and now there's a third one coming out soon. Or coming out. They're taking old movies that we loved and remaking them. Like, I can only name one that was pretty good that got a little bit better because then we had modern day graphics and special effects Midway with Woody Harrelson and a few other guys. It talks about World War II Midway, and which was about quarter, if not halfway through the war, when America finally said, you know what, enough's enough, and they finally got into the war. I'm really hoping it's like that, where it's like, yeah, these graphics were good for their time, but then they bring back a new one, and it's like, oh yeah, no, it's way better. We actually can see the fire, we can actually see the bullets, we can actually see the medical issue of the pilot who had a bad canteen of oxygen where he got fucked up and no longer could fly. I'm really hoping that they do something like that, where it adds a little extra story to it, but doesn't change the material, and it just adds to it. I'm hoping, and I'm praying, but I know it might not happen. Also, apparently, we're going to be getting some new games coming up. One game that actually came out, but I can't play it. I gotta get it on cloud. Is Doom Dark Ages, where the Doom guy now has a shield and a sword, and the shield has like a chainsaw in it. That looks like it's gonna be fun. And like a lot of games are coming out that I'm keeping my eye on. One that came out was Mario Kart World, where you can get that on the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's like a $90 game. Which, unless you get like a special collector's edition, like on Xbox for something, or some special edition, that doesn't normally happen for just the base game. Like when I got the base game of Dead Island 2, which had a few little extras on it, it's only $59.99, so $63. Now they want you to pay $69.99, $70 for a new game. And I get it, times are hard, but how do these people expect us to pay and buy these damn things? Times are tough. Eggs are like $5 a carton. Milk is getting up to $6 again. Like, everything is just so fucking expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in the dairy state, so for us, if we need to crank out some eggs and we need to crank out some butter and cheese, we have the facilities here to keep our rate going and send stuff out, but get our shit down. We have that here. Yeah. And that's something sad that I don't want to talk about right now about everything. But there is one thing I do want to say. It is political. Me and my buddies, I'm going to be changing topics. I'm changing topics here from video games and movies to something that's been on my mind recently. And it's an old joke, but to me, I actually started thinking like a politician. My friends at work, after we saw President Trump get back into office, we all talked about, well, if he can get in, anyone can get in. And they all started saying, Garrett Knight, you should be president of the United States. And they go, you're a working guy and you understand how the middle class actually runs. And I don't see any fault in their idea. So I want to talk to the Democratic Party and see if a nobody can get in to try and be president, since a nobody got to be president, Donald Trump. He isn't a politician, he's just a businessman. So he's a nobody in the political scale. It's stupid. It might never happen. I'm already 30. I gotta wait I gotta wait to the end of this presidential cycle and then the next presidential cycle. But then maybe by that time I can actually get my feet in the door and see about, hey, why don't we try and get me in office? Because I do have a few policies I'm willing to talk about that would actually help the American people. Policy 1. Legalize marijuana across all 50 states and territories. Have the same laws that the other pot states like Illinois, Colorado, and California have about driving and everything. Treat it like alcohol. But tax it. Tax it like cigarettes. 25% of tax sold, like, let's say you buy a $5 bag of weed. The end price is $5. 25%. 12 goes to state, 13 goes to government. 25% of a bag of weed, let's see, so half is 2.5, so $1.25. Split. Someone gets 75 cents, someone gets 73 cents. Or something along that line. But the thing is, if everyone's buying it like over in Colorado and California during the COVID pandemic actually was giving money back from just the pot money, just the marijuana money. They were getting COVID stimulus checks back from the weed. For Wisconsin alone, you have the ability to then, because marijuana made it so you couldn't produce hemp anymore. We could produce hemp again. Some of the best ropes in the world, still used in the world from other nations, is hemp. They're naturally water resistant, not fully waterproof, but water resistant. They still hold water, but they do not disintegrate the way other ropes do, like nylon. Nylon can rot through after like 10 years of use. There are some nylon ropes that are still held in museums that are still holding their integrity and can still pull 500 pounds. They used to be used to hold ships at dock. They used to be used for rigging. They used to be used for everything. We had to stop making it because it was too closely related to the marijuana plant. If you bring hemp back, we can even have that kind of agricultural growth and industrial growth to the state of Wisconsin alone. But back to what I was saying about the weed. Legalize it, tax it, and then that 12% that goes to the state, take 6% of that until all of the toll roads that has those tolls on them that you have to pay, have those owned by the United States of that state. So in Wisconsin, we don't have toll roads. In Illinois, to get to Chicago or away from Chicago, it costs, I think it's like 75 cents to get around, and you go through like 2 or 3. Take the money that you're getting and buy them, because they're not owned. Most of them are not owned by America. They are owned by China, Norway, Israel, those kind of places. Don't know exactly where, but I know China owns over, I think, like 40% of the toll roads in the United States, and the money doesn't stay in the country. It goes over to China where it's converted, and then they get their yen. The thing is, if we take that away from them and keep it for America, that money begins to pile up on that state, and then the state not only will retrieve that 6% back from the taxes on marijuana, they'll also gain the money afterwards. They'll get their investment back and then be able to use the money from the toll roads for that state. So if, say, China owns the toll roads throughout most of Illinois, and then Illinois buys them, and then hangs on to it, that 6% that was invested to buy them is then given back to them, plus some, and then that 6% goes back from after buying them all back to the state, so then the tax is back to being 12%. So you got 12% tax, you got the toll road stuff, you have enough money to fix the roads yearly if necessary. All from marijuana money. Plus, the idea of marijuana being readily available for both medical testing, medical patients, and recreation is good. Yes, there will be problems with recreation. There are always problems with recreation. Look at alcohol alone. In Wisconsin, we have some of the highest DUI case numbers in Wisconsin over most other states, not counting Florida, Chicago, New York City, or most of LA, not counting them. But that means we get our foot in the door with marijuana, hemp, and everything else, and get all this money back. That will increase the money, and once we get to a certain point where we have so much money coming in, we can start paying down the national deficit. We can start paying people back. We can get the debt down. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be like a overnight thing, like 1 minute we have nothing, next day we have $10 trillion of extra money from state taxes. I'm just saying it will start helping us make a dent. Million here, billion there, a million here, a billion there. It will help out in the long run getting that price down. Second, no more pedophile separation. We pay an extra $24,000 a year for these guys a person. So think of this. If you have four guys, all pedophiles or child molesters, all in the same place, all in the same prison, needing special accommodations because the other prisoners are going to beat, rape, and possibly kill them, and they did it. It's horrific what they do. Take them away from there, or put them in their own cell block where they're not getting a special treatment. They're in the same thing where if you get a guy in there who is there for murder because he killed a guy who had relations with his daughter, she was 16, he was 45, guess what? He's in there with them now. They have to deal with that. Get that money gone. Along with that, also, death row inmates. This one's not going to be happy with everybody, but hear me out and hear the logic behind it. Death row inmates are already scheduled for death. No cruel or unusual punishment. That is part of our Constitution. But what it doesn't say is voluntary. voluntary whatever. So we have a organ problem in this country. We can't get hearts enough. We can't get kidneys. We have problems with everything. I say this, if we have so many death row inmates that they are costing us thousands of dollars, give them an option. If, say, they did something that registered so they were going to be spending life in prison without parole, or they're put on death row, if they want to just, instead of hanging themselves in their cell, give them the option of, hey, we have this piece of paper here. You have to ask for it, but we will tell you when you come in. We have a piece of paper here that you sign. If you sign it, you are waiving your rights. You are waiving everything. We will take you to a hospital. You'll get your final meal a day or two before. You will be given all this food, given your last meal, and you will be taken to the hospital where they will then put you on the table, open you up. You will be unconscious. They will take out every single organ. They'll take out every single organ that they can, have a transplant list ready to go, have them at the hospital, so the moment that they take out that organ, they can immediately take it and get it put in the next person. Especially because inmates actually have better health coverage than the normal person, because if, say, they need a kidney and you need a kidney, the guy who's in prison gets that kidney first. So, say this. Say you have, say, Philip, inmate, Bridget, little girl who needs a kidney, and you have two functioning very good kidneys. If you decide, yeah, I want to do something good with my life, I want to give them up, they will let you select the certain organs you do not want to give up, and you can actually have them take it out piece by piece. And if you're on death row and you just say, take it all, let you die on the table. They'll let you die on the table peacefully in your sleep. They'll then put you on the gurney, sew you up, take you down, have you embalmed, and the next day they can easily have your funeral going. That way, if your family wants you cremated, guess what? You go down to the morgue, embalmed, be put right into the oven. Or your family wants you buried, you'll be put in a suit, you'll be taken care of, you'll be put into a casket, and you will be sent to your family that very day. That way, everyone is taken care of, everyone gets organs if they need an organ, and the people who are on death row, who are, yeah, I did terrible things, I want to make up for that, I don't want to just rot in prison, they have an out. Plus, the death row guys, if they don't want to do this, it's optional. They can sign the paper and then say, you know what, I really don't want to do this. Paper gets torn up. Or, if they don't want to, guess what? They can get the lethal injection. They can get whatever they want. There's a guy recently, this year, who was the first person, I think, in 130 years who requested a firing squad. So, cruel and unusual punishment is not exactly that. So if they request it, that's what happens. If they request to just give up their organs like this, imagine the benefits. You can get people with kidneys, heart failure, and all that stuff who need new organs. If they're already gone through the board of medicine, and the organs are already said, yeah, we can give them to you. Now they're on a wait list for 2 years until someone dies, or is about to die, or is brain dead, and then they got to get that. Why not just ask an inmate, hey, do you want to die? Do you want to give up your organs? You're on death row anyway, dude. You're not going to see much besides this cell and outside. Just let all this shit go, and you can get out. If you're never going to get out, not even with parole, this is a better option, just sitting, rotting, and doing something heinous, like having them sit in death row their entire lives. Or the lifers who don't want to live in prison because they know they don't want to be there, and say they're suicidal, they're talking to people like, hey, I think I might end it. And instead of just hanging yourself in your cell due to the depression caused from isolation with only these other criminals who are the same way, you can do something better. And it would cost less to have them give up their organ to give to another person than it would be for them to just die in their cell, because then we have to pay for everything. Well, we might have to, but you're now also having a medical bill that can easily be paid for so you can get a new heart. I think the people who need a new heart, liver, kidney, lung, they would appreciate it. Now, from there, I say we go into the education system. From the education system, I say we go and we institute a new class, something that is actually needed in school. I do not know one person in my life currently that needs to know algebra. If you want to get into trade school and all that stuff, sure, take it as an elective. But I do not know where in life 2x plus 3a equals F question mark. I have never seen that needed. I know how to pay I know how money works. I know how time works. I can do basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I also know my fractions. I know my decimals. I understand that. That is a basic mathematics that we need to know. But I do not need to know for common life, like what I do as a warehouse worker, how a cone is pi times height by width. So you need to know the circle diameter plus the height of the cone. And you can do it backwards from there too. I don't understand why you need that if, say, I'm just turning a wrench. Now, what I'm going to say is we institute active living. Active living, which is basically how to do things like a normal person. And what I mean by a normal person is the fact of paying your taxes. You need to learn cursive to sign your checks. Even if we're in the digital age, sometimes you still need to make a physical signature, not just I'm choosing this font and that there you go. No, we need to be able to make sure we can all write our shit. So in this, you have just active living class. Welcome to active living class. This week, or this month, we're going to be learning cursive. Next month, second month, guess what? We're going to be learning about taxes and how to file them or how to do them yourself. Third month, guess what? We're going to be working in the shop, learning how to take care of a car so you can do your own oil, do your own brakes, and know how to handle the basics. If you want to learn more, there's a mechanics class for small engine, large engine. Have at it. Because if that's where you see yourself going, you love working on engines, or you're a farm kid and you want to learn how to work on the tractor, there you go. Very easy, understandable, and it's a good job. Fourth month, guess what? You're learning to cook. But the fourth month is not going to be cooking. It's going to be a 3-month thing. First month, how to meal prep. Know the money behind it. How to budget that money. How to know where you can go and where you're going to find the best deal. Second thing, how to figure out how much you need, how much to prepare, how much do you need for a 4-man dinner, how much you need for a 3-man dinner. Then, third month, so that's 4, 5, so we're in the 6th month, just before Christmas. Guess what? Have fun, or not Christmas, so that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So you're into March, April territory. Now you're about to learn how to actually cook. You can actually cook a meal. You know how to check your meat temperature. You know how to prep certain foods that need special preparation, like fish. You need to keep it clean. You need this. You need to teach about the sanitation of a kitchen as well in one of these 3 months. You need to show them how to use a knife properly so they're not just waving it around. You need to know how they can control their flame and all that stuff. This way we're teaching the next generation how to take care of themselves without having to rely on DoorDash or anything. Plus, not to be that guy and be mean about it, but also, this is a great way of, I like cooking. I want to work in a kitchen. Guess what? Here's Cooking 101. Go into cooking. You can actually learn how to cook and become a chef or a line cook or whatever you want to do. This way, you also have some experience when you go and get a job at McDonald's for your first job, which is not a bad job right now. it's not a bad job. If it's your way through the door to go and work at a burger joint, guess what? There you go. Then after that, sewing. That way you can repair your own clothes. You can repair your blankets. You don't have to be like, oh, well, this has a 2-inch hole in it. Throw it away. I got to go buy another one for $30. Why? If it's fine, it just has a tear, sew it up, be done. Basic things that we should have been taught in school that we weren't and we had to learn later on. Rest of the year after that could just be learning, like fine-tuning certain things. Like say, like half the students had trouble with mechanics. Okay, we're gonna go back and learn this shit again. The kids who already know this stuff, they can be part of a different teacher on the same course, learning something that they need to learn. If it's one kid, just have them learn off the side. If they're completing everything else and they're up to that point, have them stick with one group or the other that are going back to relearn everything. That's not bad. If you're having trouble learning, it might be the fact of, oh, you have a mental problem like dyslexia or ADHD. We need to work with you a little closer. Also, if you're doing this, pay the teachers what they're doing. Pay the teachers correctly. If they're doing a $16 an hour job, pay them $16 an hour. If they're going above and beyond, like I can say this, one of my teachers, Mr. Chisnell, who was my first special education teacher because I have dyslexia, if he got paid how much I would say he was worth, he would have been paid $38 an hour back when the economy was a little bit shit, but getting better, because he freaking deserved it. He did his best. He did above and beyond. He worked with me outside of school, helping me with math when my dyslexic ass couldn't understand most of it. So, with that, I believe he should have gotten more. It will be up to the school board. Also, you want to learn more about metals and all that stuff? No problem. Have all those courses besides electives so they can actually go, okay, we're actually going to teach you this. Have it so the kids can actually get the information they freaking need. There's a few other policies I would love to talk about, but we're, 9. So we're 9 minutes away from the end of the video, and I'm just rambling here, talking about what I would do if I was president. Also, instead of pushing away all of these different allies we have, make them our allies again. Work with them. Some of them have better technology than we do, have better policies than we do. Maybe talk with some of those officials and figure out what they're doing that could work for us or hamper us, or what we have that work for us but hampers them. Figure something out. Because all the way from Daddy Bush in the 80s to Bush Jr., to Obama, to Trump, to Biden, to Trump again, we're not focusing on the young people. We're not focusing on the next generation. We're focusing on the here and now, which doesn't help anyone in the long run. Not always. Why do we need to worry about what a woman is doing with her body? That's not our choice. That's hers. Why are we worrying about illegal immigrants who are fleeing from the cartels? On the Statue of Liberty says, give me your masses with bent backs. What happened to that? We were once Americans. We are all children of immigrants. We are the greatest melting pot in the world. Yet, right now, if you have an ex-felony from when you were young and stupid, and you're Mexican, and you've integrated into the United States legally, now you're being apparently sent to Guantanamo Bay. That should never happen. That should not have happened. I'm not president. I don't agree with it. He might have some hidden information that we don't know. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if they're here illegally, send them back. If they're here with a felony from Mexico, here illegally, I get it. Send them back or send them to a prison so we can figure out what to do with them and then send them back. Don't hold them in holding pens at the border and then just open the door and be like, okay, you're free to come in. You're free to come to be an American. Don't take the kid who was, when he was 16, robbed a grocery store, got out of the gang, got his life together. Now he's 38, and now because his last name is Gonzalez, he is getting arrested. There was a soldier, a fucking soldier, who was Latino over in California that ICE picked up and said, you're a Mexican, we're sending you back, not realizing who the fuck they were dealing with. And they issued an apology. They issued, oh, we're so sorry, we didn't know. No, because you don't know fucking people. There was a joke going around. I was told I'm not allowed to do it. The joke was, if you see ICE pull up to your front door and you know your neighbors are there, come out, look, and take the fuck off. You give them a good 10 minutes. And if they come up to me, I'm going to be like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm American. They're going to try and send you somewhere. They're going to be like, oh, you're not an American. What the fuck are you? And then they're going to take you in for questioning and understanding. And, oh, you're actually an American. You were born here. Yeah, white skin color gives me that privilege that you can tell me that. Which is the most idiotic fucking thing. Just the color of a person's skin or where they came from means that person gets a special privilege. That person gets this. That person gets this. Last time I checked, doesn't matter the color of your skin. Doesn't matter the language you speak. Doesn't matter. We're in America. We are in fucking America. Those things should be the last thing on the mind, last thing in your mouth, last thing. It doesn't fucking matter. As a white guy, I should be able to walk down the street and everyone give me the same respect I'm giving them. It doesn't matter if I'm white, black, Asian, Hispanic. My neighbors currently look at me in fear because I'm white. They are Hispanic. They're looking at me with fear because they don't know if I'm about to call ICE. They don't know if I'm a racist piece of shit. They don't know what I am. And that to me as an American hurts beyond a doubt because guess what? I believe in what the American Constitution said before. That every man is made equal. That includes women. No man should be able to tell you what you do with your body for abortion, for anything. If you're a trans kid, there's some rules there I think should be applied instead of letting a 14-year-old kid say, I'm a female, before he has gone or she has gone through the change of hormones, which could actually hamper the ability of the transition or even harm them physically. We shouldn't be controlling people. That's what we signed the Constitution to do. We shouldn't be trying to control people. We can give guidelines to help them. We can give them the medications that they need. But we shouldn't be saying, you can't do this, you can do this. Now, don't get me wrong. A few of my ideas and my policies I would play as president would hamper a lot of people, would ruffle feathers, would not make a lot of people happy. But at the same time, they're better than what the current red or blue want. I don't see myself as a Republican. I don't see myself as a Democrat. I find myself as the guy of the lesser of the two evils wanting to do better by the United States. One policy would be having term limits on both House, Congress, and Supreme Court. Because we got guys in there currently who are in their 80s, one being Mitch McConnell, who is still part of the Republican Party, who may have stepped down as Speaker, but is still on the board. Which means him, who was a politician back during Nixon and Reagan, he should be more along the lines of, oh, my time has finally passed. I should instead try and go and figure out what I want to do now in my older age. We don't need these people who are 60, 70, 80 working and running our government, especially when they're only worried about how fat can we make our pockets in the shortest amount of time without doing any work, where for only a month out of the, or about only month, 2 months out of the year, That's when they're working. The rest of the time, they're on vacations or at recess. It doesn't help the American people. It doesn't help anybody. Maybe if we all started acting like the American people are important again, like we were way back when, maybe then we'll actually be able to bring our country back together instead of being this hostile, racist war machine. I don't know the year, but I do believe I should run for president just because we'll have the working man behind the wheel actually driving this country again, instead of having to worry about who's doing what. Now, with that rambling done, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, leave a like down below, subscribe today. Follow me on Instagram if you want to find some cool images or cool little factoids, or even see some hidden stuff that you're not seeing here. So again, thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a like down below, subscribe today, and please remember, have fun playing in the dark. I will see you guys, hopefully in the next one. Night.
Shadows where the pixels glow, chasing dreams in a world below, held tight in a grip of endless night. With every game I thrill with fright. Whispers of passion in the dark, laid in the dark where we roam. Nightshade of ice, this is a hope. In the depths our spirits live. Every win, every loss, a cherished gift. The trollers click, the tension's high. Through the chaos